How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 for PC and Mac only called Multimap. We're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, the history of Multimap goes back to FS13. The name Multimap stood for multi-fruit and multi-production. Arriving in FS25, the name stands for more for multi-productions. The landscape is purely fictitious and located somewhere in Germany. Size fourfold. There are a total of 42 fields, with field sizes ranging from approximately 7 hectares to 62 hectares. There are 4 prepared farms available, 41 pre-installed productions. All productions, with a few exceptions, require electrical energy to operate. Numerous energy suppliers are available for this purpose. 21 sales outlets, 70 purchasable areas, large stables with extended capacities, customized vehicles, 3 open spaces to build on yourself. On each farm, there is a water point for drawing water for a fee. A free water point is located near the main yard. The FS25 Maps Supplementary Package mod is required to play on this map. The mod pack contains all production sites and sales outlets for the map. A manual in German is available to download, and it gives you a GitHub webpage. This is a European map. It's created by LSMT FalPos and 711.31 megabytes to install. There are required mods for this map, and they are the Digital Display by Mobile, Wide Garage by ICAS, Large Shed by MA7 Studio, and Maps Supplementary Package by LSMT FalPos. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here pretty much in the dead center of the map on our main starting farm, and we start out by owning farmlands number 11, 15, 23, 24, 43, and 44. 11 is a canola field that is ready to harvest. Number 15 is a wheat field ready to harvest. 23 is a grass field ready to harvest. 24 is a cornfield ready to harvest. And 43 and 44 are your main starting farm. You cannot purchase all areas in the map, and the field prices do vary, but they are relatively expensive for the most part. Start with some of the smaller ones here at almost 600,000. Got 801,000, 2.1 million, 1.5 million, 4.3 million, 1.8, 2.3, 1.2, 1 million, and so on and so forth. You can see, I mean, just, it's a really expensive map. Let's see, that's one of the smallest ones. Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much the smallest one you can get is that one. It's about 500,000. Now you do get some very large fields yourself. Like this one here is 56 acres. This one here is 61, 37, and 43. So you get some decent sizes, but it's kind of reflected in the prices that you're going to put out. Let's see. We do start out with animal pens. You can see we got a chicken coop, pigsty, cow barn with feeding robot, and sheep barn. There are contracts available on this map, and they do pay out pretty good because you do get some pretty big fields. We start out by having production points, and there are a ton of other production points available to us. And then lastly, there are collectibles on this map, 25 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting on the buy menu, going into the mods and DLCs tab, you'll see the multi-map tile right there, and we do have the Profi Liner mod here. This is specific to this map. And then if we go into our build menu, scrolling down in our buildings and sheds, you will see multi-map is here. These are mods that are specific to this map. Also under silos, scrolling all the way down, you'll see a couple here as well that are listed as multi-map mod specific to this map. There's nothing under silo extensions. We do have a couple here under constructibles, as you can see right down here. We do have one here under a couple here under containers, as you can see, multi-map. Under tools, there is nothing, but under farmhouses, we scroll all the way down, you will see multi-map mod. Those are specific to this map. There's nothing listed under productions as part of mods that are specific to this map whatsoever. So there's no factories, no selling points, no greenhouses, no cultivation, and no generators. They are a part of the mods required for the map, but not specific to this map. Then under animals, if we take a look under cows, you will see we do have the cow barn with feeding robot. That is one specific to this map. Nothing for horses, but we do have some for pigs. You can see right there. We have some for sheep. We have some for chickens. And nothing for bees or others. Under our decorations, under fences, we do have some that are here. If we scroll all the way down, you'll see the Multimap mod. There are some here under the lights. Again, Multimap mod right there. Under others, we have some here as well. Right down there, the open space sign. And then nothing here for decorations. And then lastly, under landscaping, we have nothing listed for painting swatches, trees, or plants. Now we do start here at our starting farm, so let's take a look at some of our starting equipment. We go into this screen here and we go under our vehicles. We start out with the Amazon ZGTS 10001 fertilizer spreader. We have a Claas Avion 450 harvester, the Claas Vario 620 harvester header, the Deutz-Fahr 8280 TTV. We have the FarmTech DDK 2400 trailer, the Fendt 1050 Vario, the Fendt Tego 75 VRD forage wagon. We have the Krone Big M450 mower, the Krone Swadro TS 970 windrower, the Krone Trailer Profiliner. This is the modified one here. The Kverneland PW112 plow, Kochar HDS 918 4M sprayer, power washer, the Kokerling Ultima 800 seeder, the Lizard MKS 35 liquids tanker, Massey Ferguson 8570 trailer, that is a header trailer, the Skoda Kodiak car, the Valtra S286 tractor. We have the Volvo FH16780 tractor trailer, and that is everything. So let's go ahead and start out on the farm. Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point out everything here on the starting farm. There are several other farms around the map. I'm only going to show this stuff on the main farm one time, and then the other farms are just basically variants of the main farm. Some things listed in different locations, but it's all generally the same stuff. So first things first, right behind me here, wardrobe trigger, sleep trigger. The other thing I have to do is I have to be very, very quick about this because there's so much stuff going on in this map that we've really got to be quick. We have the energy storage right here. So this is just a place for you to have incoming energy coming in and it be kind of a distribution center for you. Over here, we have the carport with power generator. So if you look here, got the numbers built into it. And right about here is the production point. There is no wrench right here, but it is part of the production to where it takes sun energy in, aka just free energy is what this is. And it just converts it into electricity. Now we got to go way over to the other side of the farm. Got a whole bunch of storage in here. Okay, so over here we have the fertilizer storage right there. Seed storage here. And lime storage right there. Off in this direction. We have the grain storage right here. Beyond that, we have the liquid fertilizer silo right here and the herbicide silo right next to it. Over here, we have the stone storage right here. Over here, we have the vegetable silo right in here. And over here, we have the fuel tank, DEF tank, biomethane station, and electrical charging station. We also have AI helper Walter right there. I'm going to run over here and grab the truck, or grab the car, I should say. Zoom out just a bit. There we go. All right, now we're going to run next door. We're going to see the rest of our farm because it's kind of broken up and divided across the highway here. Right here we have our pigsty. Room for 1,137 pigs. Feed goes in here. And slurry is on the other side. You can see the spout right over there. Just behind it here is the chicken barn, with room for 2,020 chickens. Feed goes there, and eggs spawn on this side right over here. This is the cow barn with feeding robot right in front of me. We have room for 2,013 cows. Our slurry is right there. We can dump our feed inside there and blow our straw there as well. This is the feeding robot mechanism where you can dump in your mineral feed, silage, straw, and hay, and you get to feed your animals at the top of each hour. This will automatically feed them as long as it has the materials to do it. And then over here, we have our animal load point and milk trigger right there. Now over here, we have our sheep barn with room for 654 sheep or goats. Our animal point is there, feed point there, and our spawn point for products is right there. And let's see, need to go over here. Now, right here in front of me is the feed storage. So it's a feed silo. Right here, we have the fermenter small. This is where you can take your chaff and you can have an output of silage. But again, electrical charge is needed for most of your productions on this map. So pay attention for the kind of inputs and outputs. And the input and output is right here. Around this side over here, we have the grass dryer. So similar to the last one, this is for making your hay. So again, electrical charge plus grass equals hay. So now, whoops, get spun around off of the tree. Like I said, I'm going to be going very, very quickly from point of interest to point of interest because there's a ton of stuff going on in this map. So first things first, right here we have the cocoa press, 288,000 to purchase. We will do so, and you can see you can make cocoa butter as well as cocoa powder. So you need your cocoa beans as well as your cocoa powders, or I'm sorry, your cocoa beans as well as electricity. Input here, and output around the back side right there. So coming down here, tucked around the backside of that building in the background there, that is the central supermarket sell point. And this is the kiosk sell point. So now we need to go north a ways. You can see a whole bunch of points of interest coming up here. So right here, this is the biomass heating plant. Right here, we have the buying station digestate, buying station liquid manure, aka slurry, buying station liquid fertilizer, and buying station herbicide. Here we have the, this is the lime station. Next to that is the buying station fertilizer, buying station seed, and buying station manure. Right over here, we have the the fruit buying station right there. In front of me over here, this is the the all sales at the BGA sell point. And then we have the biogas plant right over here. So we can go over here and purchase the biogas plant for $1,262,944. Again, we'll do that just so we can see if there's anything of interest. And this one does have something special to it. Manure and silage is all this takes. But the manure meaning manure and slurry, not just straight manure. But you get the various ins and outs that we're used to. So missing pretty much the cut sugar beets from this one. We got our solid inputs there, liquid input there, and liquid output right there. We have a repair trigger right there. In the background over there, we have the electrical charging station. The buy point for your electricity. Now coming out here, practically right across the street, right here to my right is the toy and furniture store sell point, and next to it is the supermarket sell point. So now, I'm going to continue going to the north. Now, tucked away in here, we have the refinery. You can purchase this for $240,000. And you can see we can make our diesel using our, using electrical charge and sunflowers, and we get out diesel and pumice. We can also make it with our canola for the same recipe. And then we have our DEF, or diesel exhaust fluid. So this one you require digestate as well as the electrical charge, and then this one slurry and electrical charge. So those are what you need for this one. Now, if you also pay attention here, you'll see there's multiple inputs and multiple outputs. So right here we have an output right there. Let me zoom in right there. We have another input right here. And back here we had an output when we pulled in right there. Now, oftentimes you'll see on these buildings too that there's little words or something that's typed up there, and it'll often let you know what each of the outputs and inputs are. Especially if there's like multiple variants of them. So this one doesn't because there's only two, but there are going to be buildings later on where you'll see there's going to be writing on the wall, writing on very specific places that are going to kind of indicate what's what. Nope, not where I meant to turn. All right here, this is the grain mill. You can purchase this for $288,000, and we'll go ahead and do so. And you can see we can make our various products from barley, oats, rice, and sorghum and wheat. So again, electrical charge, that's pretty much going to be universal. And then you get your flour and pumice. So pumice is an output from a lot of these production points as well. We have our input right here in front of me. We have an output right there. I believe that's the pumice right there. And then the flour will spawn right back here. Now coming up here, going to want to follow this road to our next point of interest. You can see it way off in the distance over there. Okay. So this is the fertilizer and seed factory. $180,000 to purchase this. You can see you can make things like herbicide, liquid fertilizer, seed, and solid fertilizer from the various things that you need as inputs and outputs. So electrical charge plus stone salt plus vinegar equals herbicide. You got your slurry and solid fertilizer equals liquid fertilizer. You got barley and solid fertilizer gives you seeds. And you got your pumice and digestate for solid fertilizer. And you can see, like I was saying before, these are the various inputs and outputs, but it's going to write down what goes where. So you got your loading of your herbicide. So this is where your output for herbicide, your output for fertilizer. We got our input right here, output for seeds, and output for liquid fertilizer. Now we need to head back. Make right here. As we follow this around, we'll be coming up to our next point of interest. You can kind of see them come popping up there way off in the distance. All right, so here to my right, we have the gas station northeast. Buy point is right here, and the gas station northeast sell point is right here. Back behind here, we have the northeast supermarket sell point. And now coming up here to my left is the farm number 2. So we take a look at the map. So we made our way from the kind of main farm area right here, saw everything we wanted to see around here. So we basically started on this section, moved over to this section, came up and around to the cocoa press, and then saw the, what was this, the central supermarket at a distance. We came over to the kiosk, then we traveled to the north. We saw all these various points of interest here. We went across the street to here, saw the toy and furniture store as well as the supermarket sell points. We then came out to here to the refinery, up a little bit further north to the grain mill, down and around over to this area where we saw the fertilizer and seed factories. Then we came back over here to the northeast gas station buy point and sell point, the northeast supermarket sell point, and then now we are here at farmland number 46, $663,072. Go ahead and buy that, and you'll see all this stuff pops up. Now, the only difference between what we have here on this farm versus what we had here at the main farm is that this only has cows. It basically has everything else that we listed out. It's just all kind of in different orders. So I'm not going to go through all of it here because it is just a ton of stuff and we just do not have the time. I've got to keep this whole thing under an hour in order to be able to upload it, or else I'm going to have to do a part 1/part 2, and I don't want to have to do that to you. So coming up here, this is the sugar mill. $440,000 to purchase a sugar mill, so we'll go ahead and do that. And you can see we can make sugar using our electrical charge, sugar beets, empty pallets, and cardboard. And we get our sugar out as well as pumice. We can also do a recipe using our sugar beets cut and our sugar cane. So kind of variants of what we have from base game. Here we can also make sugar beet syrup using sugar beets, empty pallets, and cardboard. So we get that syrup out as well as pumice. And then we can also make our vinegar using the sugar beets as well. So here we have an output directly in front of me. Input over here. We have an output right here as well as right here. So now we're going to follow this back out to the main stretch. We're going to follow this around. Follow this to the left. And then coming up here, we have the pulp plant, $525,000 to purchase. And here we can make cardboard, carton rolls, and paper rolls from various products. So cardboard, we need wood chips and corn. We also need, for carton rolls, wood and corn. And then for paper rolls, wood and corn. We have an input there. Output right here. And an input with a wood cell trigger right there. I need to get, nope, I need to go this way. Head out the back over here. All right, and over here, this is the lime mine. You can purchase this for $250,000. We'll go ahead and do that. You can see we can put diesel in and you get lime out. So it's actually quite a decent trade there. So you get 10 diesels in for 117 lime out. And output is right here, input right there. Now as we follow this down, we're going to connect to a main road right here. Make a left. Oh, there's a car right there. Now tucked away back here, we have the carpentry. $300,000 to purchase this. Go ahead and do that. You can see we can make our furniture. It's what we're used to. Planks long, planks, and wood, but we can also make wooden toys from our wood beams. So that is a new one right there. Output right here, and input around the side over here with a wood cell trigger right there. So we follow this back. Over here we have the pallet factory. You can purchase this for $300,000. Go ahead and do so. And you can see we can make empty pallets using planks and wood beams to get our empty pallets, as well as electrical charge. We have an output right here and input around the side right there. Now, tucked away back here, this is the Fruit Trade East sell point right here. As we continue on down the road, travel just a little ways. Coming up here to my left, that is farm number 3 right there. We take a look at the map once again. We were all the way up here at farm number 2. We came sputtering around to the sugar mill. We then came back out over to here where we saw the pulp plant. Then we came over to the lime mine, then over to the carpentry, to the pallet factory, to the Fruit Trade East, Yeah, Fruit Trade East. And now we're down here at farmland number 47. $384,864 to purchase. And you can see now that we purchase it, all this stuff pops up. And again, a lot of this stuff we've seen from the other ones. And again, it just has a cow barn with feeding robot. No other animals at this particular location. So what we need to do here is we need to pull in. We need to follow this around the back side of the farm. And I realized I just missed something, so we're gonna have to backtrack just a bit. I'll point it out here in just a second. All right, so tucked away back here, this is the Restaurant Ettore. Yeah, Restaurant Ettore's sell point. Now, what I missed is back over here at the start, or not at the starting farm, but at this farm here, farm number 3. Just to the south here is the potato processing plant. Let's go ahead and purchase that and then visit. You can see we can make things like mashed potatoes using electrical charge, potatoes, milk, salt, empty pallets, and cardboard for mashed potatoes and pumice. We can also make our pommes frites. I believe that's French fries. Again, using potatoes, salt, empty pallets, canola oil, and cardboard. We can also make potatoes using our normal recipes, plus those little additional things are specific to this map. So over here, we have our output right there and input right there. Teleport back to the car. Again, we're trying to go by really, really fast because we're already at, I think, 34 minutes of record time. With very few editing, it's going to be, we're going to be really, really close. So following this down south. Over here, we have the delicatessen salad production. We purchase this for $330,000. Go ahead and do that. And we can make things like carrot salad. Bleh. We can also make green salads, mixed salads, potato salads, and tomato salads. So carrots salad will take your electrical charge, carrots, sugar, vinegar, empty pallets, and cardboard. You can get things such as carrot salad, pumice, and vitamins as an output. You can also make your green salads with your lettuce, all those other things. You get your vitamins and green salads. Our mixed salad here, which is a huge recipe: tomatoes, carrots, potatoes, lettuce, spring onions, chili peppers, garlic, eggs, Napa cabbage, oyster mushrooms, gnocchi, salt, sunflower oil, empty pallets, and cardboard gives you all that. So tons of stuff for that one. Potato salad, as you can see, potatoes, spring onions, salt, vinegar, empty pallets, and cardboard. And then lastly, our tomato salad, tomatoes, spring onions, salt, sunflower oil, empty pallets, and cardboard, and you get your tomato salad. And then output is right here, and input around the side, right there. Continue heading south. This is the cheese factory. In front of me is the input right there. And over here, it's purchase point, $250,000 purchase. Go ahead and do that. You can see we can make buffalo mozzarella, cheese, and goat cheese. So our basics that we're used to. But again, electrical charge, goat's milk, and salt for this one. We got milk for this one, and salt and electrical charge for cheese, and buffalo, pretty much the same recipe, but with buffalo milk. And then, oops, I passed by the output, didn't I? Output was right over here, right next to the input. So let's get in here. We're just going to cut through the grass. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Easy, easy. Now we're going to head off in this direction. Tucked way back here. This is the Supermarket East sell point right there. Oop, oop, easy. Coming up to my left, we have the gas station southeast buy point and sell point right there. Let's see if I remember correctly. We head over the bridge. Tucked away over here, we have the salt mine. Whoops, I drove by. There it is. $250,000 for the salt mine. And you can see, whoops, if we can focus, we got our brine recipe as well as our stone salt recipe. So diesel in and brine and stone salt out. So you can see we have our output here, input here, and output right there. Yeah, output right there. So now we need to backtrack. Head back over the bridge. And down south. Now, tucked way back here, we have our dairy. Came in the wrong direction. That's all right, though. Purchased this for $220,000. You can see we can make things such as banana milk. We can make buffalo's milk, butter, cream, goat's milk, milk bottled, powdered milk, oat drink, and salted butter, soy drink, and strawberry milk. A bunch of new recipes on this map. Holy smokes. So let's get turned around and go this way. We have an input right here and an output on the side right there. Right next door, we have the ice cream factory. This is $210,000, and you can make chocolate ice cream and strawberry ice cream. So we take our milk, strawberries, sugar, and empty pallets and cardboard. We get ourselves some strawberry ice cream, and same recipe, but including chocolate. Output is right here. Input back here. And I think I meant to go out here because we got another farm. This is farm number 4. Take a look again. So we had farm number 3 right here, and we followed this road, let's see, out to this direction, past it. We were supposed to stop here at the potato processing plant, but we had to come back to it. Came up and around to the restaurant Atero's sell point, then down here to the delicatessen salad production, next door to the cheese factory, then over to the supermarket east sell point, the gas station southeast buy point and sell point, came down over here to the ice cream factory as well as the dairy, and then over to farmland number 45, $619,296 to purchase. We'll go ahead and do so. And again, it's all pretty much the same stuff. You get all the things popping up that you're used to. It's just what order, where is it kind of laid out at. Now continuing to head down in this direction. Back here, we have the DIY store sell point, as well as that little sell point right there as well. So you got one for grains and one for pallets. Now we follow this back here. This is the saline production. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Ah, found it. 150,000 purchase, and you can make your saline using... Scroll down. There we go. Road salt. I'm sorry. You can make road salt by putting in your electrical charge and stone salts, and you get your road salt as well as sodium chloride. And then you can also make salt by using brine and straw to make salt. Now we have an input here, output here, and an output right here. And another input right over there. Now as we kind of backtrack around, I'm just going to go this way. Actually, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go this way. Aha! So we're going to head to the north. Over here, we have an input for this production here. Output there. And this is the cement factory. You can purchase this for $370,000, and we can make our bricks, cement bags, and roof plates. So this just requires electrical charge as the kind of additional thing, but it's basically the normal plus electrical charge. Heading down in this direction. Right here we have the canning factory. You purchase this for $330,000. As you can see, we can make all of our basics that we're used to making. We got canned peas, jarred green beans, kimchi, noodle soup, preserved fruit, food, beetroot, carrots, and parsnips, rice in bags, rice in boxes. We've got rice rolls, spinach bags, but then we have vegan bean stew as well as vegan pea stew. So those are new ones here. So you can take our vegan bean stew and use green beans, potatoes, carrots, salt, garlic, spring onions to make our stew. And then same thing for here, but with peas. We have our output right here and input right here. Backtrack to the main road. Going through the column of forest here. All right, so, whoops, I turned too early. We have, oh, no. There we go. We have the center gas station, or gas station center, buy point and sell point. And then next door, off to the right, we have AI Helper Ben, our shop trigger right here, and repair trigger over here. So now, turn around. Now we need to go back and backtrack just a ways. Oh, we are cutting this so close. We're at 47 minutes of record time right now. Oh man, I really hope we don't have to make a part 2. Up here, we'll make a right. So as we continue through the forest over in this direction, pull in here. This is the Hotel Waldislust sell point. Continue to follow the road in this direction. We just keep on following this out until we see our next set of interests. All right. Oh, we really can't see it from here. Right there is the the Fruit Trade Southwest sell point. Next door, this is the Feed Factory. You can purchase this for $250,000, and we'll do so. And then you can make your pig feed as well as your total mixed ration. So you can make your pig feed using electrical charge potatoes, sorghum, oats, and soybeans. And you can make your TMR using your electrical charge straw, silage, hay, and mineral feed. Inputs are right here. And output is right there. Back here we have our gas station Southwest buy point and sell point. Nice placeable on the left there. Tucked away in here. This is the Vacation Village sell point. Continue to head out on this main stretch. Tucked away back here. We have the animal dealer, the purchase point for all your animals right there. Over here, we have the clothing factory. For $220,000, you can purchase that. You can see you can make clothes, sweaters, and textiles here. So all the various inputs and outputs there, and the inputs and outputs are on the back side of the building. We saw them on our way in. Across the street, we have the spinnery. Input and output are right here. You can purchase this for $680,000. We'll go ahead and do so. Oops, if I can get to it. And we can make canvas fabric as well as our regular cotton or fabric, I should say. So we got our wool as well as our cotton. We're used to that kind of recipe with the addition of the electrical charge. But the fabric here, the canvas, this is something that's new. Again, basically the same thing. It's just a new output. Whoops. Turn. We have an input for our production right here. Output right here. And the buy point is right here. This is the upholstered furniture factory, $380,000 to purchase this. We can make armchairs, rolled mattresses, and seat cushions. So you can use your clean straw and fabric to make your rolled mattress, as well as your clean straw, fabric, wool, empty pallets, and cardboard for your seat cushions. And then armchairs, you got your clean straw, fabric, and empty pallets. Now following this, to my left, we have farm number 5. Now if we go to the map, once again, we're down here at farm number 4. We came out to the DIY store as well as the saline production point. Then around, nope, we came up here first to the cement factory and then over to the canning factory. We then came up to the north where we saw the central gas station center, buy point and sell point, as well as AI Helper Ben and the shop trigger repair trigger. We then came down here to the Hotel Waldenslutz sell point, over to the Fruit Trade Southwest, the feed factory, the gas station Southwest buy point sell point. We then came further north to the Vacation Village sell point. We came out to the animal dealer, up here to the clothing factory, to the spinnery, then over to the upholstered factory, furniture factory, and now we're here at farmland number 64, $254,496 to purchase, and we've got a couple of sheep barns. Same exact volumes as our main farm there, so really no difference other than just it's over here. Now over here, we have the oil mill. You can purchase this for $240,000, and we can make our canola, olive, rice oil, as well as our sunflower oil. Just the only difference is electrical charge and pomace as our two kind of variants. We have our input here, and I think output was in the back. Yep, there it is right there. All right. Turn here. Off to the right, we have the chocolate factory. You can purchase this for $180,000, and we have chocolate, milk chocolate, and praline as our various outputs. And as you can see, cocoa powder, cocoa butter, milk powder for praline and sugar. We also got our milk chocolate, pretty much the same thing here, as well as our chocolate. So very nice here. We have our input here and output there. Right next door, we have the warehouse sell point here, and buy point for all the palleted goods is done right there. Now coming over here, we have the debris crusher. That's the production point for stones. The large farm kiosk is right here, the big farmer's kiosk. And then if we also purchase this land, farmland number 51, right there, we have a bale and pallet storage right there. And then continuing on from here, right next door, whoops, over here, there we go, we got input for this production point. This is the straw processing, $240,000 to purchase, and you can see we can make clean straw, organic drinking straws, and straw hats. So straw in, empty pallet in, electrical charge in, straw hat out. We also get the same thing, but with organic drinking straws. This one only requires the straw to make clean straw. So again, input here and output in the front of the building, right there, as well as on the side there. And then once again, next door, are 7 greenhouse types. Each one of them has their own specific use. Each one of them is $54,000. We'll just go ahead and purchase this one. So same recipes, but it's going to have different outputs. So seed, solid fertilizer, and water. And you get garlic for this one. You've got peppers or chilies, Napa cabbage, lettuce, strawberries, tomatoes, and spring onions. So now we backtrack back this way. We continue to backtrack just a little ways. And here is our industrial bakery. Purchase this for $550,000. We'll go ahead and do that. You can see we can make our bread, buns, and cakes. So we're used to 4 out of the 5 here, but the buns here, we can put in electrical charge, flour, salt, empty pallets, and we get buns. Now, one thing I do want to double check. Yes, so the recipes do change for the bread as well. So it's not just flour in for bread out. It's flour, salt, and empty pallets as well as electrical charge. Cakes, are those any different? Oh yeah, we got salt, we got, yeah, it looks like salt is the big one. And electrical charge and empty pallets. So this is the same thing, but with rice flour? Yep, exactly the same, but with rice flour. So we had an input over there in the distance, and output is right here in front of us. Now back here, this is the motel sell point. Follow this around. Now we have a little ways to go before our next point of interest. Gotta follow the road heading north. As we continue to follow the road, we start to gain a little bit of elevation here, but we're going to start to wind and twist and turn, going up this kind of switchback mountain right here. Continuing to follow this around. Until we get here, we want to make a left. At the end of this driveway here, directly in front of me, is the boat builder sell point. Right here, we have the pizzeria sell point. And down here, we have the cafe by the lake sell point right there. Now we continue to follow this out. Now here we're going to start off to the right. Here we have the Fruit Trade North sell points. And then over here, we have the Rope Maker production point. 300,000 to purchase, and we have rope from cotton and rope from wool. So just electrical charge is the only difference here. We have our output right here, and input right here. Now heading across the street. Let's see, I think it was over here. Yep. We have the Fizzy Sip Beverage Factory. 210,000 to purchase this. And we can make beetroot juice, carrot juice, grape juice, strawberry juice, and tomato juice from all these various recipes. So very, very nice for this one. And we get our actual output that we're looking for, pumice, as well as vitamins for each one of these recipes. That's nice. Now let's see, I believe, if I remember correctly, output right here, and inputs are over here. Heading out this side. We follow this out to the east to our last set of interests. Tucked away back here. Directly in front of me is AI Helper Noah, and we have the sawmill input with the wood saw trigger there, output right here, and the purchasing point for the sawmill is right here. $300,000 to purchase, and we can make firewood, wood planks long, planks, prefab walls, and wood beams. So the firewood here, we can have our electrical charge and wood in, and our firewood out with some wood chips as a byproduct. And that's it. That is everything here for Multimap. Now it's time to render my opinion, let you know anything. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I'm going to make this very quick. I think that this is... I'm kind of leaning towards a 2.5 on this one. This is not my favorite map. There's a ton of stuff I do like about this map, though. A ton of stuff. I like the kind of color palette that this has. It's very toned down, very natural feeling. But the transitions between various different color palettes, or not color palettes, but like road structures, tend to be very sharp. So it's very kind of jarring at places. You know, you can see this kind of hazing on the road that seems kind of weird. to me. It might not even be necessarily map maker's fault or anything. It's just that might be just the way it is, or maybe I'm just kind of, I don't know. I don't know. The main road just kind of feels funky, but you can see this kind of harsh transition between this kind of cobblestone road and the kind of edge of the road. Not really caring for that. For the most part, this map is relatively flat in most places, with very few exceptions. There are undulations to speak of, but for the most part, it's pretty flat. So when you get into like the farming area and stuff like that, you see way off into the distance. So there's not a lot to kind of keep your eyes like trained on anything other than the open expansiveness. The the map maker, when asked, how many production points do you want, replied, yes. I mean, this has all the production points. It's ridiculous, the number of productions. And the number that feed into one another is, again, just the ridiculousness of it. It gets almost a little overwhelming at times because of just the sheer number. If I remember correctly, there was like, you know what? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up real fast. 41 pre-installed productions. 41. I'll put it to you this way. The number of lines that I have of notes is normally, for an average map, about 100 to 120 lines. This was well over 250 lines of just notes trying to figure out where everything is on this map. So all in all, I'm not crazy about how this map is kind of laid out and set up, but there are a lot of things I like about it. A lot of things. You know what? I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to bump it up to a 3. It's one of those that, again, not my favorite, but it's a good middle of the road map. It's going to have a lot of features that people are going to like in regards to productions. It's got a good farming map. It's a 4x map as well. So it's huge. It's absolutely massive. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. 3 out of 5. I hope you enjoyed this map tour, and if you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.